What is up, Dinger City? You guys wanted it. You guys donated a bunch of money to the 24-hour live charity stream, and you're finally getting it. You are getting a hot tub G Fuel stream. Now, I'm going to let a couple more people pour in here. I don't know how many people are watching as of right now, but I do have my G Fuel in hand ready to drink. But what would a hot tub G Fuel stream be without G Fuel in the tub? Well, if you guys donate $50, I will be drinking out of the soapy, soaky G Fuel tubby. Now, one scoop of G Fuel is not enough for me, but we'll put some G Fuel. Oh, that is green. That is disgusting green. We'll put 2 scoops of G Fuel in the tub. We'll put 3. We'll put 4. We'll put 6. I don't know how much G Fuel we're going to put in this tub, but we're putting it in. Now, the problem is I have to go to a hospital in a couple days to accept the job, and I'm hoping that I'm not going to be too swampy. But I think everyone loves swampy boys.
It's blowing around.
Oh, it's all in there. I mean, there's lots in there.
Oh, it looks so gross. Cat wants you to pour it all. I think you should get in and mix it with your body.
I think that's a great idea. Okay. Let's see how cold this is first. Oh, God, it's... Oh, my gosh.
It's really cold.
It's really cold.
Alright, Tyler donated $5 saying he's staying! So Tyler will be, Dennis will be staying for the Scooby stream later.
Now,
All right,
I'm trying
Dennis.
to see if this edge will support me once I sit. Oh, my God. This is the worst part. This is the worst part.
You look like you're taking a shit.
It's so hot. Okay.
It smells good.
It does smell pretty good. Now, I'm gonna reach this G Fuel over behind me here, and I'm gonna start soaking. Wait, let me just dump this out.
Silica packet in my backyard.
Oh, God. This is a brand new G Fuel tub. This is completely full. This is the OG lemon lime flavor. I got it from Amazon. I felt like the best color looking pool would be one that looks like not swamp, but also algae. Probably, and plus I hate the color green. Now, I'm not sure if caffeine is absorbable through the skin, but if I'm hyped for Scooby, you know why. Yeah, it probably is. Okay, let's just let that soak in for a little bit. Oh, gosh. How many people do we have in chat?
We got 13.
There we go. Chat. I'm ready for questions. Oh, gosh. This is...
Mix it around with your hand.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh my god. So green.
We gotta sit up a little bit. Just so I can bounce on the edge. Oh, my gosh. It's on my hands. It's not coming off. It's not coming off.
Don't put your arms in. Keep them out then, bro.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Keep your arms out.
It's all out of my hands. Oh, gosh, there's bugs on me. Oh, no, this is getting filled with bugs.
Alright.
This is so gross, but so good. Where's my G Fuel?
Alright,
Okay.
So, Dennis... Oh my god. We have your first question from Lexer. Who, in your opinion, is the most viable meme character?
Toadette, she sucks.
No, most viable.
Oh, probably Red Shy Guy. Or Shy Guy.
Just Shy Guy.
Shy Guy in general.
You want to explain?
So obviously, Green Shy Guy and any of the Shy Guys, they were all a staple to the what was it, season 6 or 7 inch season 6 intro, right? Season 6 intro, and I feel like Shy Guy. Does Shy Guy have a mask on? I'm not sure, but I don't know for sure. I think that's a mask, right? That Shy Guy has on.
Yes.
Yeah. So Shy Guy, I think, was always considered like a bottom tier character. But people were pretty good with the bat. So the fact that Shy Guy has such a huge following from before the Falcon Pop, I think is cool. And also, having a little mask on in Mario Baseball is pretty cool too. And viable because there's Berto Kemp, and you have now a pretty good star hitter. So yeah, Shy Guy. Oh my gosh, it's so green.
Yeah.
If people wanted to do the Daisy Cruiser tier, this is what the water would probably look like in the Caribbean.
All right. Just the Grump asks, so you have no opinion on Wario pitcher, but
yeah.
What about DK pitcher?
Ooh, DK has a pretty tricky delivery. I mean, Stars On is great, DK pitcher. But DK is someone I think is pretty good if you want to get maybe like Bowser to swing on one pitch and like kind of, hit it the other way. Just funky deliveries and charge pitching is always going to, mess up heavies, especially characters like Bowser. Maybe to someone like Petey or something like that, I would, kind of stick with a better pitcher. But yeah, I mean, if Bowser's been hitting, dinging it all game against like Boo or Dixie or Diddy pitcher, I think a DK Banana Bowl is great, and a DK little side half charge is good too. So yeah, I think there could be some viability as a 1 out closer.
Oh, sweet. All right. A lot of Lexer donates $10, so we're up to the 15 rank for the Dinger City player rankings. We'd love to hear them soon. We've got a few questions.
Yeah.
We'll do them. But the message said, "How much for Nick to join? I am not getting in this tub. This is Dennis's stream. Thanks so much."
Nick doesn't want to get all G Fuely with me, and I understand that entirely. This is disgusting.
But also, I have to produce.
Yes,
so.
and it's very disgusting. Right. And Lexer, I missed you, buddy.
All right, Minish Cap King asks a good question.
Ooh, okay. What's up, Minish?
And I don't know if you actually know this answer, but we'll see. Who was the one that came up with the idea of Dinger City?
I believe it was Nick. The name Dinger City, we theory crafted a bunch of names. I remember I wanted Daddy's Dingers, and everyone kind of didn't want that, but I'm pretty sure Nick came up with the name Dinger City. I know me and Nick and I had talked a lot, at least even before Season 6, about even making a different potential channel, because the channel had been up for such a long period of time, and we started coming out with more games regularly. But then once Season 5 came out, we jumped up to 500 subscribers pretty quickly, and it was like we might as well try to stick it out. But we knew we wanted to make a name change, and for months and months and months, we couldn't individually think of one until we sat down, had a whiteboard, and Nick was like, Dinger City. And we kind of all said no, and then we sat back a little bit and we liked it, and I think Dinger City is a great name. Originally, though, Mario Golf was coming out, and I remember the Mario Baseball community wasn't as big as obviously it is right now. It's probably like 6-7 times the size just in the Discord. And Dinger City was talking about doing a bunch of different stuff, not just baseball. We wanted to do games like golf, Mario sports games, D&D, stuff like that. And we made the name Dinger City. It wasn't just because dingers are in baseball, but a dinger is an active accomplishment. It is, so if you have a hole in one, that's a dinger, So we really wanted to market the dinger as not just a home run. And I think it was a great name change, and I think Nick did a really good job with it. So yeah, that's kind of the history of how Dinger City became the name. I think it's pretty good.
What's the other name we had?
Downtown Dingers.
Yeah, I like Downtown Dingers.
Downtown Dingers was a good name too.
Yeah. All right. So from Robin in the house, she asks, "When are you putting Dennis's G Fuel bathwater on the merch store?"
We could collectively just have it, just have some.
I don't think it's legal. I think you need a license to sell consumables.
Oh my god, the bugs are coming.
They want you, man.
Oh gosh, it looks like piss water on the sides.
Right, you think the tub water is going to taste good? Asked Rafael Martinez Trevino.
I think it's going to just taste like, honestly, just hose water. I think it's going to taste like hose water. I don't think it'll be too bad, but I mean, I'm only drinking it if we get 50, so We will see.
I'm so scared.
I do have G Fuel over here. I think it's time for a little more G Fuel, if you don't ask. I say so.
All right. Tyler asks if we can get a full submerge.
I would be the problem is I will absolutely do a full submerge. It's gonna be later on in the stream though, because once I submerge, I'm not gonna be able to get back up and stay kind of warm. Because once you get cold, if you don't stick in the tub, you're gonna stay freezing. So I will do a full submerge. Absolutely. I'll do. Heck, I'll do at 40. I'll go head under. I'll go head under even before we drink anything. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right.
At the end though.
So let's see. Acehole asks, why did you decide to call yourself PapaDen? Because we know you had a bit of an identity crisis for a while, right?
Yeah, we did. So I mean, Nick's one of my favorite people in the world, and for the longest time, and this kind of goes back to the Dinger City name. Oh my gosh. This kind of goes back to the Dinger City name. Originally, I just thought it was going to be a very smooth transition to Crit Crew. And I kind of wanted to jump on board real quick with Crit Den. You know, I had a bunch of names growing up. No one ever actually called me Dennis as a kid. My name was Shoe. Still the Shoe, actually, in football. I'm a kicker. I'm one of the best kickers in the state of Long Island as a flag football player. So they call me Shoe because my last name is Shoemar. A shoe, boot, shoe. I was called Das Boot. I was called Wet Dog. I was called everything. But then, you know, PapaDen just kind of took on a life of its own. I was always calling people Papa. Like, it was just my thing. Like, I called Papa, bro. And I think it was like, you know what? Like, I might as well just go into it. I'm the oldest member in the club by a pretty good long shot. At least, you know, like a original DC member. And I think the name just flows, and I think it's something to. It's cool. I mean, it's like thing is too is like I always look at myself as like the older brother who actually doesn't have any siblings really. So PapaDen, it's I think it's a term of endearment. It's something that makes me feel good knowing that people call me Papa, and I didn't really actually lean into it as much as when we had the meetup because they were calling Papa all over the loudspeaker, and fans were calling me Papa because last meetup I was just Crit Den. So. Yeah, I'm never going back from PapaDen. PapaDen is here to stay, and yeah, I mean, me and Tyler really talked about wanting to do. I think it was his idea to really kind of have me have an identity of a name. This is before the Dinger City Classic, so yeah, and plus, PapaDen is. I think it works.
Hell yeah! All right. So Gwendolyn Green asks, how much can you squat, Papa?
I do not squat anymore. I had a bulging disc. In the fall of 2019, I started going to a powerlifting gym to start squatting and deadlifting, and my numbers were pretty good. My deadlift was like at 505. My squat was 450, 425. But one day I deadlifted wrong, and I felt a little pinch in my back, and then I started getting sciatic nerve pain, and luckily I got into physical therapy, so I was able to treat it. But I'm very much against deadlifting, squatting. If you are someone who's not competing, I don't think the risk to reward isn't really there, and I think there's a lot of misinformation. So squatting, my max was 455, but I only just do body weight squats. I don't put any weight on the bar. I mean, I'll put 245s on here and there and do some squats to get some nice concentric, eccentric stuff on my legs, but that's pretty much it. Not really much. Benching, on the other hand, is different.
All right. Minish Cap King asks, would you guys ever consider doing a Super Mario Strikers League, preferably GameCube, but either one's good? So pretty much, how do you feel about that?
I love Strikers for the GameCube. It's a very fun game. We tried getting into the version for the Wii, and there was some stuff that obviously we didn't know when we tried playing it. Strikers Charged, I believe, is the game. We actually were supposed to do a Striker stream for the new game. We never ended up doing it. Hopefully we can do it the next couple weeks, but I mean, I love soccer. I don't think we would ever do a season because I think we're doing already a lot. Oh my bugs. There's a lot of bugs. It's okay. We're chilling. Strikers League, I don't think we would ever do. Maybe if we ever got big enough and had a second channel, maybe we'd do a Strikers League on that channel. But we got to get bigger, and we need to be we need to be not making so much Mario Baseball content, but Mario Baseball is what's keeping us at afloat. So,
amen. Got you.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm on Bug Watch.
Bug Watch. Speaking of Bug Watch.
Right. Birdman is here and asks, Dennis, this is a tough one.
Okay.
What's your least favorite thing about the N64? Do you have a least favorite thing?
My least favorite thing of the N64 would be, I want to say cartridges. But the cartridges I feel like are awesome from a collector's point. But the problem is that third parties didn't want to collaborate with the 64 because of, one, the cartridge, and two, the disc space when they decided to go to the GameCube. And their discs were too small, too tiny. I would probably say the placement of the D-pad. I mean, I love the controller, but I don't understand what their idea was making the controller the way it was. And I mean, I love it, but a lot of people who are uneducated think that, like, the N64 came out, or at least there was no... The N64 was the first console to have, like, an actual joystick on their controller. But when the PS1 originally launched, it was pretty much just a D-pad. They came out with joysticks after. And then everyone was like, oh, the PS1 controller is better. But really, they pretty much just kind of copycatted the N64. But probably the controller. Probably the controller. I mean, even though I love the controller, I think. Because it doesn't really... You're not going to go back and want to... Someone who's ever played the N64 is not going to look at the N64 and be like, oh, this is so much fun. Like, it's one of those things where... I don't want to say it's nostalgia-based, the controller, but, like, if you never grew up playing it, you're not going to like it. So it's a catch-22. I love it because it's quirky and different, but it shoves off people who maybe didn't grow up with the console and not want to play. This is actually getting a little bit warmer. I don't know if it's the G Fuel. I don't know if it's me, but I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Thanks for the questions, everyone, and thanks for showing.
Great. All right, cool. Mr. Frowny asks, hey, Dennis, where did your home run call come from? I know it's the name of a ship, but did you get it somewhere, or did you just come up with it yourself?
Great question. I love these questions, by the way. Very all good. So we had a hiatus during the Season 6. If you check, I wasn't doing it before the Season 6 playoffs. We had a 5-6 week break, and I just remember looking at the channel and to myself saying, we gotta have an identity of just playing Mario Baseball. And I said, I think at the time I was one of the big commentators that was just always grinding. And I said, I need a home run call. We need home run calls. And during the Season 6 playoffs, I unveiled it. It's kind of... So, one of my favorite commentators is Matt Vasgersian. He works for MLB Network, and I believe for Fox as well, as a baseball announcer. And he's a big Santa Maria. And I said, oh, he does it great, but I can do it better. So it's an homage to Matt Vasgersian, but that ball set its course, Nina Pinta Santa Maria. I think it's the only part I took is the Santa Maria, but I think it's a good call, and I'm hoping that I don't get sued ever, but I shouldn't. But yeah, we had some time to theory craft, and then Nick came up with Ricola, Tyler came up with Ding Dong, so it was pretty much just like let's just come up with something cool and quirky, and that's how it came about.
All right. AK Kent asks, do you think it's possible for someone to become a master of Toadette?
Absolutely. I think you can be good with anyone's bat at a high level. I mean, Krazy's very good with Paragoomba. And I think the thing is, though, is that every single time someone's very good with the character that's niche, they all just say it's a skill issue or get better or it's not that hard to get good with. We heard that a lot with Joey with saying, oh, her bat's good, you just got to get good with it. So, yeah, you can absolutely get good with someone's bat. I just think that there's really no need to, because I think that the meta is pretty well defined with where fielders are playing what. Now, if there was a character like maybe Yoshi, if Yoshi had Toadette's bat, I think there'd be absolutely a reason to want to get good with someone like Yoshi's bat, but Yoshi's bat's better than Toadette's. So yeah, I think the question was what can someone get good with? Can master Toadette's bat? Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Joey hit like 400 during Season 7, but even now Joey would rather probably have a star hitter in place of Toadette, or at least a character that isn't as bunt centric, because a lot of what Toadette was doing was bunting. We were glitch bunting with Toadette. Now you can't really glitch bunt much, but so yeah, someone can, but I don't really know if it's viable still.
Great. All right. Veggie Lasagna asks, "What's your favorite baseball team and your favorite player on that team right now?"
This is not even fair. I'm a Yankee fan. Grew up in New York. I didn't follow the Yankees because they were good. I like the Yankees because my favorite player of all time, who I met in person, was very nice to me, was Gary Sheffield. My dad, at the time, when he was, he was in the house, is a born and raised in California, one of 8 kids, and huge Dodger fan. Gary Sheffield was on the Dodgers. And then when Gary Sheffield went over to the Braves were on TV a lot of the times because of the network they were on. And I was like, I would love Gary Sheffield to go to the Yankees or the Mets. And I still like the Yankees, and I didn't hate the Mets at the time. But then Gary Sheffield went to the Yankees, and Hideki Matsui is on the Yankees. Those are 2 guys that I loved. I loved Soriano as a kid. Called him the rookie. And it was my love for the Yankees became because of the players that I was rooting for, and they ended up going there. My favorite current player on the Yankees is Aaron Judge. I loved him as a minor league prospect back in 2013 or 14 when they drafted him. I thought it was a great pick. It was a back end of the first or early second round. And my one of my all-time favorite Yankees, probably Brett Gardner. Brett Gardner is like a 5'9", little guy, and he never misses a game. He always comes up with great defensive plays, and he's a Yankee through and through. So those are the guys you want to have on your team, and I'm hoping Aaron Judge gets extended because being able to watch someone on your team for 15 years is a blessing, and I think we kind of take advantage of it. At least we took advantage of it in the 90s. We had so many Yankees on the team for so many years, and then 2013, 2014, they all start retiring and everything, and it was like, oh no, where's the identity? And then we had a couple years of not making the playoffs, and now we have Judge. And we lost Cano to the Seattle Mariners, but that's a blessing. But yeah, Cano. Cano was great, but Aaron Judge, he's my guy.
All right. Ren asked what your proudest accomplishment is.
Losing 200 pounds. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I lost 200 pounds. I was, total. My highest, I believe the scale was 387 pounds. And I was 20 years old, and I was like, you know what? I'm very unhappy. And I was the type of kid that blamed my surroundings for my upbringing. I didn't have any guidance or anything like that. And finally I said, what's the one thing in life that's making me very unhappy? And it was the fact that everything stemmed from the fact I didn't like how I viewed myself on the outside. And I said, you know what? If I can't do something I know is bothering me, and I can't do something I know that every single day I wish was different, what am I going to do that is difficult and I don't maybe not know how to fix it? So I knew what the fix was. I knew what I had to do. I got a trainer and a nutritionist, and I read everything I could about mental health and self-love and everything else, and I surrounded myself with good people. And on my 21st birthday, I weighed 199.8 pounds. And then I got into bodybuilding, and the rest was history. I went back to school. I took that exact same work ethic I did with going to the gym. No one knows how hard it is when it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you wake up, and the only thing you've had all day is cold cuts and water. And, you start getting awful thoughts because you're starving and you're still 100 pounds overweight. It was the worst. So looking back, losing that much weight changed my life. It put me on a path of always working hard and never taking anything for granted. So yeah, losing weight was definitely my biggest accomplishment.
All right. So first of all, Birdman donated 5 and asked a question. We'll get to it. But Veggie Lasagna pulls up with a $20 donation. And we have officially unlocked both Commentate and PSS 11 and the full dunk.
The full dunk, baby. We're going to get it. How long is this going on for, Nick?
Probably another half hour.
Okay.
All right. So you want to get it later so you're not...
Well, yeah, because I'll be freezing and there's going to be bugs in my hair. So yes, you will get the full dunk, absolutely. And if we get an extra little bit, we'll get a little drinky too. And there's bugs in here, but it's fine. We're chilling.
Birdman asked with that donation, we've heard about how you used to keep chicken sandwiches without the wrapper in your pocket. Mm-hmm. Any other weird food stories you have?
Weird food stories. Everyone knows about the pickle stuff. I kind of talked last time how I used to always dip my my pasta into sauce. My mom wouldn't let me put the pasta sauce on the pasta because she said I would eat too much of the sauce. Anything weird? Food, huh? I don't eat vegetables, which is, I guess a lot of people don't eat vegetables, so I don't know how weird that is. I worked at a Chinese restaurant place, and I hated Chinese food. So that could be a little weird, because usually people that work at Chinese restaurants love Chinese food. I hated Chinese food. Probably...
How about your McDonald's order?
Oh, my McDonald's order. Oh, yeah. So my McDonald's order is, I'll get burgers. I'll get 2 number 7s. I think it's the 2 cheeseburger meal. I'll get no meal, so no drink, no fry. and I'll order it twice. I'll get 4 burgers, and I'll ask for only meat and cheese, no bun, and they'll put it on one of those little plates they give you for like when you get like their version of a Grand Slam, which is like the bacon and the pancakes. They'll put it on a little tiny plate, and there'll just be 4 burger patties with cheese on it. So that's my current McDonald's order, because it's it's a pretty good amount of protein. So if that's weird, that's weird. I don't find that weird. Maybe other people do. So if that's weird, that's weird, I guess.
All right. Acehole asks, who was your favorite Dinger City member? And I guess you could context that in your friend or like favorite to watch. Up to you.
I love Nick.
Oh.
Yeah, I love Nick.
Because I'm here.
No, I love Nick. Nick knows how much I love him. Nick's like the older brother who's like 6 years younger than me. He's very wise for his age. He's trustworthy, and he's a good person. And I think it's really rare to come across a bunch of those things. I think he's selfless, and I don't think he gives himself enough credit for him. I mean, he gives himself a lot of credit, but I think he doesn't give enough credit for how much of a good person he is. And I love Nick. I like to pride myself on my people-knowing skills for the most part. So, I mean, the way I got involved in this channel was because of Nick, and the reason why I liked the channel was because I thought Nick and Andrew had good vibes, and I was like, yo, I want to enjoy these vibes. And then Tyler came along, and Tyler was great as well. So, yeah, probably Nick. Probably Nick. I think, but I will say, though, Andrew is the one person where, because, like, for me, I am not a violent person at all. But if there was someone to attack anyone in the Dinger City crew, I would always ask the question, or at least, like, get in the other person's face. If I saw someone attack Andrew, singly Andrew, I would not ask questions first. I would murder someone. I would literally go out of my way to get involved, because I know Andrew is the least violent, sweetest person. If anything bad ever happened to that kid because of someone else, Andrew would be the first person I go up to. Nick, I don't know. Maybe Nick would deserve it. So, maybe Nick did something. I know Andrew would never put himself in a situation to ever actually be the one whose fault it was. So, I would always shoot first with Andrew.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna take this question from Rin, and then we'd love to hear your Dinger City player rank.
Okay.
Rin asks, "What's your favorite memory you have with Dinger City?"
Ooh, the last meetup was phenomenal. That was very cool. Favorite Dinger City memory. My favorite memory is actually from the 24-hour live stream. When we were setting up to do Winger City, and it was like the production quality behind that, and it was like, at least from the from the production standpoint, it looked so professional. It was like, wow, like, look what we're doing. We've raised over X amount of dollars. Tyler was able to just go on and on. Like, he was a host. It was literally like, it flowed. It was like, we should be doing this. Like, this is why we're doing Dinger City, to make moments like this happen. And I just remember looking around the room, and everyone was just staring and watching and happy. And that feeling is something that I keep saying, we're gonna get big. We're gonna get big. We're gonna get big. And that moment was the first, like, wow, this is cool. So I'd say when we were filming Winger City was very cool.
Cyclops asked, "Is the tub actually hot?"
We dumped how many 5 or 10 gallons of hot water in the tub. So no, it's not. But there is hot water to be dumped, and we have more hot water. Yeah, well, we'll dump. Yeah, dump me. I want some dumpage.
I'm not gonna dump it right on you because it's actually like burning hot.
Okay.
But hold on. Ready?
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, Papa, I think I need some more G Fuel. I'm feeling this through my skin.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You feel like electric?
Yeah, I do.
That's awesome. All right, Papa. Let's talk about some Dinger City player rankings.
Okay. Ooh, my feet feel good right now. I'll do this like every week if we keep getting $50. And look at these. Give me some of these bugs. I'm like a friggin' frog.
How much is it
$30.
20 profit, baby.
Yeah, we're profiting.
So go on.
So your player rankings? Is that what you're okay? I mean, So my envision for this was to talk about maybe not like where I view everyone as in skill, but everyone's strengths to the game, and I think the weaknesses that we all kind of possess. So I'll start with myself. This is in no particular order or ranking. I think my biggest strength is the fact that I'm good with low tier characters. So even if someone were to counterpick me, I would always find like a Bones or find another good character that I can hit 500 with. I think my weakness is the fact that if I hoard my stars a little too long and it's a really star-hungry game, I get in my own head and I start to play out of my my arcadic rhythm. So I think that it's like a catch-22. I'm good because I hoard my stars and I know exactly when to pop off. And sometimes if things don't go my way, I freak out and I start doing or overcompensating with characters that maybe I shouldn't be. I'll start next with Jason. Jason has been phenomenal. Jason's biggest weakness for the
Hang on, Papa.
Okay.
We have a thunderstorm coming in with possible hail, so speed it up.
Oh!
Because we probably have like 10 minutes.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so Jason, I think Jason's biggest weakness for the longest time was the fact that Jason couldn't hit. He was trigger happy with chasing a lot of pitches, and Jason is locked down to be a very good hitter. I think Jason's biggest weakness as of right now is the fact that he really is very good at pitching to. So if he is a right-handed pitcher, he's very good at pitching to lefty bats. He's very good at throwing off the plate. I think though, if you understand what he's throwing and how he's throwing, he's not going to come inside to you that much and challenge you in off the plate. So I think if you could start to recognize how he's throwing off the plate, it's going to be very hard for him to kind of change up his plan because he always throws that outside pitch.
All right. We've got condensation coming down. We're going to move inside without the tub because I'm sure everyone wants to hear the end of this. Mike, can you cut us to black? Get the dunk, quick! Cut it yet! And you got to do the drink. Ew, we just drank it. Ew! Oh.
G Fuel, baby!
All right.
I'm soaked.
All right, Mike, cut the black. We'll be back to you guys in a few minutes. Stick around. Thanks so much. right, we are back. PapaDen is simply in the shower, just rinsing some of that G Fuel off, getting nice and dry for us. Can I have that iPad, please? See how my beautiful chat's doing. Finesse.
Yeah.
Thanks for waiting, guys. Appreciate it. Well, I mean, because I checked earlier in the day and I was like, oh, weather looks fine, a little cloudy later. But then I checked again because I heard some thunder out there. I was like, what the hell?
I thought that's what
I saw a notification, National Weather Emergency, check local area. And I did. And it was like, yeah, there's probably going to be like wind and rain and some thunder. And I was like, well, those are bad for all of our stuff and just being outside in general. We felt the wind pick up, and that's when I said, all right, Den, probably like 10 minutes. And then
2 minutes.
I felt the rain start, and I was like, okay, we need to get this shit inside right fucking now. But Dennis is just rinsing his bod off, and then he'll be back in to continue his player rankings. Little offended I'm not second, even though I know I'm not second best. I just thought he liked me more. He said all those nice things.
I don't know if he was going in order. I think he was just remembering people.
No, I think that's player rankings. I think no. I guess we'll.
I think because it's more so.
I don't know. I would call
he pitched it more of a break as a breakdown.
I guess so. Maybe
another $5 from Lexer. Thank you. Hi. Yes. I was inside making sure the stream actually worked.
Yeah. The storm's pretty crazy.
You know what though?
But
ideally, we now have outside access. We now know we can run a stream outside.
Oh, I always knew.
Oh,
I just never had a reason to fucking do it.
Listen, we'll think of something. I mean, so one of the pitched goals for the incentives, I think, actually was paintball, getting shot by paintballs for the 24-hour live stream.
Oh my god!
And so the thought process was to do what we just did, where we run all the cables for the microphone on a boom arm
through the window
and the camera through the window. But the issue is, it was like snowy out that day, and also we never solidified that we wanted to do it.
And also, how do you get a paintball gun?
We had dude. I told you could just rent one.
How much is that?
Not much. Also, like cheap ones are good as fuck.
All right, whatever. I believe you.
I used to play like semi-professional paintball as a kid.
What is professional paintball?
Dude, there's professional paintball.
People watch that?
Yeah.
People watch anything.
People literally watch anything.
That's crazy. I went paintballing once and I had the worst time.
Yeah.
It was because my gun just kept getting jammed. So I think I fired like 4 paintballs and I just got fucking shit on like the whole time.
That's so
like
funny.
I went home, I just had like welts on like my chest and arms. I was like, that was not great.
Yeah, it hurts. It's not great. I've been shot in the balls once. It's not a good time.
I mean, listen, I'm glad I did it once, but I don't think I would do it again. Paintballs hurt.
Yeah, dude.
So, like, I didn't get hit in the hand, thank God. But
I think
like,
airsoft hurts more, though.
That's
you
like
been shot by
the small BBs, right?
Yeah,
I've been shot
like the
with
small
an airsoft
plastic
gun
BBs.
before. They hurt, for sure.
I think they hurt more than paintballs.
But they don't leave welts like that, do they?
They can.
Oh, maybe I haven't been shot by a good one.
Because, like, when, they play, there's professional airsoft also. And that shit, it doesn't...
How do you win airsoft, though?
It's all on a trust basis, which is why it's stupid.
Oh, I see.
Because, you have to say you've been hit. It's really dumb.
That's weird.
Did Tyler say he bled from one?
Bled from a paintball.
Yeah,
did you ever go to, I know you didn't grow up around here exactly, but did you ever go to Laser Kingdom?
Yeah.
Okay. I know Dennis definitely did. Laser Kingdom?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, you have other clothes, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, let's put them on.
All right, bet.
Those are his other clothes.
Yeah.
All right, here.
Just, come Papa Squat, Papa. You can slow down your player rankings now because we're inside.
Yeah, are we live right now or no?
Yeah.
We were just trying to entertain them while...
Let me get my...
We were just trying to entertain them.
I'll stand here until he's back.
We're Scooby's at 9. I'm good going for another hour.
Yeah, dude, now you can hang out as long as you want.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll tell chat in a second.
Hey.
If you want to give me the tablet too, I can give the tablet unless you want to ask my
Hey. If you haven't liked the video,
cool.
like it for PapaDen.
That's gonna take a while. Okay. Aesol keeps saying I'm his dad.
He does.
I think it's true.
You're his dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, wait, I gotta smell you.
You're a little green.
You smell?
Am I really?
Yeah.
It's
Not
really.
the slightest tinge of green on your arms.
I think that's just Dennis.
Maybe it's just
I
Dennis?
think he's just an olive man.
Ah.
All right, Dan. So those power rankings.
Yeah.
You were going in order.
So I was kind of
top
going
to-
in order. I'm gonna actually pull up the standings of.
Don't
No, I'm not. I'm giving myself an eyes view of who I have to go through. So I said Jason. So I went with me. I hoard stars. Jason is very good at pitching. I think Jason, like I said before, I think Jason can fall into some trouble though. If a pitcher, if a hitter maybe has a lefty on lefty and they're a slap hitter, or righty on righty and they're a slap hitter, because he doesn't like going to the inside portion of the plate. And if you can kind of make him have to do that, I think he finds himself into some issues. And I've been trying to do that as much as I can in some of the games I've been playing him. At least something I picked up on. So I think he will have to make maybe a little bit of an adjustment in the next year or so if more people start doing it. Joey, I think, is a content Carl, and I think that's the biggest issue, is that I think he doesn't really have a set strategy with going into games. Like if someone does X and Y, he'll just take the meta strategy and he'll do a kind of a copycat. Like if someone takes Wario and Waluigi, he'll go PM and Noki, right? He'll just kind of do the set strategy, and I think that he doesn't have as much of an identity as he used to. Joey's identity was taking characters he was very good with early when he wasn't maybe when he was like taking his rise. So he would take DK and Charge, swing with him a lot. He was taking Toadette, even though it wasn't really conventional at the time. And I think Joey needs to get a little bit back to that, because he's a very good player, probably one of the best in the club, if not the best. And I think he's kind of caught up a little bit, like I said, with having to do the meta. And I don't think in this game you have to do the meta. I think you have to take characters you're always comfortable and confident with. And I don't think, besides like DK, he has that character, that go-to character. I know he likes Waluigi a lot, and he's trying to get up on the Wario train, but I think you still have to be comfortable with a set strategy. It makes you, at least at the end of the day, you feel good about the team you have. And I think there's a lot of times he goes, I don't like my team. There's Nick. Nick, I think, is very good at playing against people he knows. Me and Nick played so many games for the last couple years that me and Nick go probably like 50-50 when we play. I mean, I'd like to think that I have a little bit of advantage of skill with the game over him, but like when it comes to playing, he knows my ins and outs and I do as his. I think Nick is kind of like me, though. He's not as good playing against maybe newer players or people he's not as comfortable with. But I think Nick is very good at pitching. He's steady. He's very good at hitting. And I think when Nick's locked in, it's almost very tough to beat him. Andrew is awful in 1 games or go home. He is very much on picking up what the person is doing. And if he can't pick up what you're doing, you're winning the game. And if he picks up what you're doing early on, he's winning the game. So if the game is a close tie game and it's going in deeper and deeper and deeper into the game, he's probably going to win. The problem is if Andrew goes down early and he can't figure out what he's doing wrong as a pitcher or as a hitter, you're going to take it. But as a player, I don't think there's anyone better in the world in 7 games. You have to really be on your toes and constantly adjust. And I don't know if the Dinger City guys really deviate from their strategies that much. I know Nick tries to a lot. Nick will try to do weird picks and stuff, and he tried that in the World Series. I think I like to do stuff like that, but I think Andrew's bread and butter is series. It's why we don't really see him do as maybe well in net play, because it's you play one person once and that's kind of it. Tyler, I think, is kind of like a version of Nick. Pretty good at pitching, pretty good at hitting. I think Tyler bunts a little bit too much. He loves to bunt with 2 outs, and he doesn't realize that he's bunting down the wrong line. He'll bunt with a lefty down the first base line like 85% of the time with like Noki or Parachupa. And like that's fine, but when there's 2 outs and there's no more glitch bunting, you're going to have to place a really good bunt in order for it to be a hit. We saw what Matty Ice did to him. He was bunting it up the middle and down the third base line and really making it difficult for the fielder. Bunting's fine, but he bunts a little bit too much, and he'll do it like with characters that you could probably slap it with and score the run from second. So I think he should stop bunting a little bit, and only really bunt in situations where it's like men on second and third, there's no outs. Bunt the run at home, move the run from second to third, bunt on the other run. He'll bunt when there's a run on first base and 2 outs. It's like you're not gonna They're not going to score. But I do think Tyler is very good at being good with a lot of characters. I don't think he has that one character he's very good with, but he has a lot of characters he's not bad with. And I think that was his biggest weakness for the longest time. He wasn't good with Bowser. He wasn't good with Hammer Bro or Boomerang Bro and then he got good with Hammer Bro when he switched from Boomerang Bro. So yeah, I think Tyler is Eddie Steady, kind of like Nick. Pretty good at hitting, pretty good at pitching. Has to get out of his own head, and when Tyler's locked in and not in his head, it's scary. Who's the next player? I'd say Gil. No, this is no order. Gil, one of the best hitters in the world when he's on. One of the worst when he's not. The rust is very real with Gil. He'll lose. We saw Gil lose in the tournament very quickly. We also saw Gil go out first round in season 8. So when Gil is not on, it's like he's not a gamer. I don't know if Gil is maybe gamer, but he is baseball. So when Gil is reading the ball well and understanding the situation well, he is insanely scary to pitch to. I think Gil still does this weird strategy of picking characters that he's not even that good with, but he'll pick them, like Diddy Kong and play him in the outfield, and pair with Moonbone and he'll play him in the outfield. Now I'm fine taking off meta characters, but if they're not your staple, you're just picking them for a little bit of fielder upside. Like Gil would pick Dixie Kong and say, well, Dixie Kong is like 6 speed and I need a 6-speed outfielder, and he'll say, I don't like her bat, but she's good in the field. It's like at this point, when you're this good, it doesn't matter how good you are in the field with Dixie. You got to be good at hitting. And I think Gil still is on the train of he'll take 2 or 3 characters that just aren't very good. They only hit for singles, and he'll kind of logjam his powers to get pitched around. So he has to stop, taking off meta characters that don't really possess a star or maybe the fielder versatility that you want. Mike. Mike is out of retirement, so I can rank Mike. Mike has to play more games. Mike has to do what I do and play more games, and I think that Mike is actually not bad at the game. I think Mike still has to understand baseball. Throwing to the wrong base is never going to help, and digging yourself a hole with, not realizing if there's 2 strikes, throw a ball. Billy kind of does the same stuff. They will get 0-2, and they'll still throw strikes. You have to understand that it's a baseball game. You have 4 balls to work with. Use that to your advantage. So maybe a little more baseball knowledge for both of them. I don't know if they're both baseball fans, but have a little more baseball knowledge will, I think, go a long way, because I think that's the thing that clicks with people when they start playing this game. It's not a matter of how good you are with the sticks. It's understanding the situation, understanding the game. Cokes is washed. Cokes has not been playing that much, and I think Cokes has gamer mode. He again will do things that aren't conventional, so there'll be like 2 strikes and he'll still throw a 3rd strike. There'll be 2 balls and he'll throw a 3rd ball, and you chase and you make bad contact and then you ground out. So it's very frustrating playing someone who has like gamer mode. Do I think Cokes can become a top player? Yes, if they play more games, but I don't think Cokes is going to be playing many more games. I think he's doing a lot with his life. He comes when he comes. So yeah, Spencer has gotten, in my opinion, I think Spencer's gotten better. Spencer was a pretty good pitcher when he came into the club. It was the hitting, the chasing. I think hitting comes later. Hitting takes time. But if you can come in and make games close, you have a good shot, which is where Dan does. Dan, I think, still came in with a little bit better hitting skills than Spencer, but the pitching was a little bit, lackluster. Now I think Dan's pitching is a little bit better. He can hold people to under a couple runs, and that's really all you need. If you can hold people to under 5, under 6 runs a game, you don't have to hit much. So I think Spencer could use a little more hitting training, and Dan could still probably use a little more hitting training. But I think they could learn a lot from each other. Who did I miss, Nick?
Let's see,
Maddie. Oh, Maddie. In my opinion, Maddie. I mean, because now we have. I mean, if I'm excluded, right? If I'm excluding myself, right now it's like the Jason reign. Like Jason's like very much on right now. I think the only person who was on in a season outside of myself was Maddie, season 6 and at least season 6. Maddie season 6 was felt like unstoppable. He would lose games to Andrew, but he just hits, man. Like he gets free characters like Daisy, and he's getting Daisy for free late in draft, and that's like a staple. I always say that, like if you have characters that you're just good with and you get them for free, you're getting a free hitter. That means you don't have to pay for Toadsworth. You don't have to pay for Madge. Like, as good as they are, at least as good as Madge is in the field. Madge goes early as Waluigi does because they have a good singles bat. But if you are really good with their singles bat, you can just pay for King Boo and not really have to worry about, oh, am I going to be able to extend my lineup? And Maddie's very good with with pretty much a large dose of the cast. Maddie's biggest weakness is I don't think he has a good pitcher outside of Boo. I think he's not good with the Kongs, and he pitches Daisy. And now we're so good at hitting, he finds himself into trouble if someone takes Boo early. So I think, yes, Maddie could start counterpicking Boo early, but at the same time, he's got to find another good pitcher. He's got to be comfortable with one of the Kongs, and I think that's something that comes with playing more. And we didn't really see Maddie much. Maddie's hit or miss a little bit. He works a lot, but I think Maddie absolutely at the time was a top 5 player in the world. I think he can get back to that. He just needs to. I don't want to say get more involved in the meta. He just has to be better with maybe characters that are going earlier, like Waluigi or like maybe Diddy or Dixie or such like that. Because when he has Diddy or Dixie, they're a dead bat in the lineup, and he's not good pitching with them. So he just goes Daisy still, and then Daisy gets rocked. Daisy's not very good at pitching. Did I forget anyone? I don't know.
I mean, T-Bling and Peacock haven't been active yet this season.
Yeah, T-Bling is very good with heavies. T-Bling's very much like Gil, very good with heavies. Very passionate. I've never seen such a more relaxed, nice person get so pumped when you're not expecting it off of a pop-off or a wall jump or something. It's funny because T-Bling was beating the crap out of everyone, it seemed like in Season 8, when he was coming very, very regularly. And he was ranked number 1 in net play for a very long time. And I just played T-Bling very well. I think I played Joey and T-Bling both very, very well. And I think they both play similar. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the baseball brain, because we're all baseball brain. He's very baseball brain. And I think his biggest weakness is playing to baseball players. Like he loses to Tommy. He splits with Joey. He loses to me. He loses to Gil, or at least, him and Gil have pretty good matchups. So I think maybe he has to get a little more unorthodox and turn up that gamer mode when he's pitching, do maybe things a little more unconventional. It's weird. There's a fine line. You want to be baseball, but you also want to be gamer. And I think there's baseball gets baseball. So if you're 0-2, I know you're throwing a ball. And then if you fall behind in a count 2-2, you don't want to fall behind 3-2, and then you hit a home run. Peacock is very unconventional. I think Peacock is very good because, again, he's very good with Dixie, so he doesn't overpay for Boo. So Peacock can just not take Boo, give you Boo, have the same pitcher on the same side, hit with Dixie, very good push hitter, and very good with very good with King Boo, which is scary because if you're good with one of the heavies that's not like overdrafting, you can pretty much you either have to pay for King Boo so Peacock doesn't get King Boo, or Peacock gets King Boo pick 3, pick 4, and then you have Peacock with the best hitter on their team at pick 3, pick 4. I'd love to see them play a little bit more, but Peacock had a very good season 8. Very good season 8. Me, Joey, and Peacock were all separated between 1 or 2 games. And I think if anyone has any other questions about any of the players, if I missed any, let me know. But I think this is I think everyone has a strength and a weakness. Even watching some of the net players play, I was picking up on some things. So I think everyone you could always get better at anything you do. So I think, yeah.
How about Huge?
Huge. Huge. I think Huge loves pitching with Bones. When he doesn't get Boo, and it works, and then sometimes it doesn't work. I think Huge, I feel like, has kind of adopted Andrew rules where like they'll they'll pay for Birdo pretty early because they don't want to verse Birdo, and they'll hoard their shards a little bit. But I think Huge is a Eddie steady, kind of like Tyler, kind of like Nick, like doesn't have really any weaknesses. But I don't think with Huge and Tyler, they don't have that flip of the switch. We saw a game today with Tyler where he turned that switch on and he was able to pop off early. And I think Nick, at least when Mr. Joe was doing their player rankings, what was it, season 8, I think it was, said that Nick doesn't have that flip of the switch where he turns on. I don't think you always have to have that if you're really good at pitching, but if you're maybe not a top 5 pitcher or not a top 5 hitter, you have to be able to turn that switch on. And Huge doesn't have that often. He'll score 2-3 runs a game, but the games that I feel like he wins against the better players are maybe low scoring. So if Huge can, maybe it's lineup construction, maybe he has too many comfort picks that you can counterpick him with. I know I went bones when I played him, and it really, really hurt him. So he's got to be able to turn that switch on if he wants to be top players and be consistent with it. And he's got to, I think, maybe get a little less on the comfort picks.
All right. Thanks, Papa. So let's get into some more questions here.
Okay.
Rin asked, who's your favorite person to play against? Doesn't even have to be Dinger City necessarily.
Lee's favorite is Tommy. I'll do best in Lee's. Lee's favorite is Tommy. Because he doesn't, well, one, when you're really good friends with someone, they get really mad. Like, we know, obviously, when, like, Tyler and Nick play each other and, stuff doesn't go right, you see it. You see the anger because you're so close to that person. So Tommy gets really effing mad at me when we play. So Tommy's definitely my least favorite to play. My most favorite to play, I really like playing Joey. I do well against Joey, but it's always like I feel like I'm in his head, he's in my head type of game because we're both the baseball. I'd say we're the two baseball guys. So it's like when I'm playing him, a lot of the stuff where if he gets me on a strike or a ball or whatever, I'm like, that makes sense. Like, you executed that well. So it's like a sparring match, essentially, and it's very fun to play. I don't really ever get too mad when I play Joey either, win or lose. It's very fun playing him. I like playing Nick too, but Nick beats me a little bit more than Joey, and it's not fun to lose. So, Jason, I hate playing. I dodge Jason. Jason, even if I win against Jason, I literally have to sit in the corner for 30 minutes and collect myself because I'm just in my head thinking. So yeah, favorites are Nick and Joey. Least favorites Tommy, and Jason. I want to go back and drown myself in the G Fuel tub.
All right. So Paul Holden, Baltimore, asks, what are the stretches everyone should do every day?
Ooh. I think almost every day you should do a calf hamstring stretch. So you can do this at home. You can go to a wall and you're going to go into dorsiflexion, which is this. And you're going to kind of put your heel on the ground, toes against the wall, and just straight leg it and lean into it. You're going to get a nice stretch in the back of your calf, back of your legs, hold for 15 to 30 seconds. You can repeat it 2 to 3 times if you like. That's a very good one. I think doing shoulder circles, so stuff like this, is always really good. Backwards, forwards. The shoulder is a very tricky joint. A lot of people are arthritic in their shoulders when they get older. So stuff like this is very good. This is very good. Obviously, you want to stretch your quadriceps a lot, but a lot of times, you can overstretch and you don't want to overstretch your quads because, they can lead to back pain. I'd also say you can do downward dog, or at least, going into on your belly and kind of pushing up. So you kind of flex your back a little bit, getting that low back activated. But yeah, so shoulder, always try to work on your shoulders. Always warm up your shoulders before you lift anything because shoulder's a very tricky joint. And don't run. Don't run. Stop running. It's very bad for you. Probably the worst thing you can do to your body is run. Most runners have problems later in life, like 40, 50. A lot of arthritis, a lot of breakdown of bone muscle tissue. And that's why whenever you see runners
they're very light, and they're light because the more weight you carry, the more damage you do to your joints. So you have to pretty much maintain a very low weight, which cannot be which may not be healthy later. So
All right. What's the circumference of your bicep? Rin asks.
19. I measured it yesterday. It was 19 inches. Like 19.2, 19.3, almost 19 and a half.
Huge. That's like half the circumference of my dick. Anyway.
I was like,
oh my
I'm
god.
trying to picture it. No, I'm
So,
picturing it.
Don't picture it.
I'm picturing.
Asol asks, does Nick always seethe after every game he loses? Am I always mad?
I don't think so.
Alright.
I think Nick's passionate. I think Nick is passion. I think everyone's mad after they lose, to be honest. Nick just, is dramatic. He's dramatic. It's his house. It's his channel. He can do what he wants. He can afford. But you know what? He doesn't really throw stuff. He'll flip stuff. He won't throw stuff. We had a table. He flipped it and kicked it. Broke. But he doesn't throw stuff. He doesn't break anything anymore. Well, punched a hole in the wall. I don't. Nick does break stuff, but it's his channel. He can do what he wants.
I'm on a Zen wave.
Yeah.
Lately, so the hole punch after during the World Series was it for me.
Yeah.
I won't be breaking things again.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Hopefully. HTTR Kaiser asks.
Okay.
How different is playing on LAN as compared to net play?
I haven't really played much net play. I played golf mode when it was a thing, and it was awful. It was like not competitive. It was like you had to adjust mid game because everyone's connection's different. I can only speak for those who were strictly net players, and have no stake in the game. Matty Ice, who was ranked number 1 on net play for a very long time, came and played and said, "This is so much better. I have more control of my hitting. I have more control of my pitching. Yes, online is fun, but it is no which way better." So to quote Matty Ice, LAN is way better.
You're also one of the biggest figureheads in the community. You could just quote it yourself too.
I could. I mean, this is the thing. It's like if you're good on net play, you're going to be good on LAN. But I do believe that I do think though that T-Bling was the best hitter on net play, better than Matty Ice. T-Bling has a better record than Matty Ice. Probably had the most runs per game on net play, and came over to the LAN circle and was like whiffing at pitches, like having a very difficult time not chasing, because when you're pitching on LAN, you can throw more pitches in and off the plate. And it was a very tough time for him to come over from net play. I think the people who are more like computery, or maybe I don't know, maybe who aren't as better at hitting, can navigate a little bit more. But I do think though that there is you can exploit hitting more on LAN than you can on net play because you have more control as a pitcher, and also base running's better too on LAN too because you can actually perfect steal easier. But it's definitely very competitive, and I take nothing away from the net players.
All right, so we've got Dennis. You're a pizza delivery veteran. What's the most appalling order you ever saw from Visitron?
Besides the orders that I would make my staff make me, someone used to order. Okay, so there was a house that was like 2 miles away from Rocco's, where I used to work, and they lived literally in a shed behind someone's house, and the grass is overgrown. The person was a hermit. They didn't leave the house. Smelt awful, and they would order 3 times a week and not tip. They would require 4 2-liter diet Pepsis, with like 20 plates, napkins, utensils every time. 4 chocolate cakes, 4 pieces of chocolate cake. 1 slice of pizza. 2 12 counts of fried Oreos, and sometimes they would get a piece of cheesecake. And if they didn't get the 4 Pepsis, they would get 6 Coronas. And they would do this probably 3 to 4 times a week until they got evicted. And pretty sure they weren't paying anything because they were also not tipping. And we also had to ring their car through multiple times. So that was the most annoying order I used to have to take because you can't even bring that to the house in one trip, like the bags and this and that. But someone used to also order anchovy pizza, but they would also have like ricotta and what was it? Like not salami. It was like ham. So it was like anchovy, ham, and ricotta with light sauce. Probably the weirdest orders I've had. Yep, some weird orders. Weird people.
All right, Obunga asks, 360 Obunga asks, don't know if it's been asked already, but how's Papa Den's day been so far?
Papa Den's day has been pretty quiet. I didn't sleep well. I went to the gym at 1 a.m. with my friend. Wrote my friend's resume this morning. Had not a video call, but like a FaceTime with my boss, my next boss. And then wiped down the pool, went to the pool store, got some healthy meals for the weekend, and now I feel energized. I'm pretty sure the G Fuel soaked through my skin because like that was like I've never felt more refreshed. I feel like I just like was in a hot tub all day. I feel good. I'm happy. I feel good. Scooby's in a little bit. We have some donos going. We got the $50, right?
Yeah.
That's sick.
All right, so this is the last question we have right now. If anyone else wants to get some last-minute ones in, we'd appreciate it a lot. But an Acehole asks, opinions on cake?
Ooh, so my favorite cake is, I mean, granted, you can make cake really, really good if it's expensive. If we're going like low-quality cake, like someone's just baking cake, I'm a big like yellow cake guy with chocolate frosting. I think that's great. My favorite personal cake is probably red velvet cake. That's like a little more on the fancier side of things. Chocolate fudge cake is good too. I do not like ice cream cake that much. And I say that because the part of ice cream cake that doesn't make sense to me is you're making ice cream cake with soft serve ice cream, and then you go and you store it in a freezer. So the chemicals that are in soft serve ice cream and the way soft serve ice cream is made, it's made to be eaten soft. So when you refreeze ice cream, go get soft serve ice cream and then put it in the freezer and then eat it directly out of the freezer. You have to literally let it sit, and it's like ice cream on ice cream with chocolate crunchies. If you're gonna give me some cake with ice cream with chocolate crunchies, that's ice cream cake. But if I'm just eating ice cream with crunchies with more ice cream on top, I'd just have ice cream. Just give me ice cream with crunchies in it. I'd rather just have that. That's my opinion on cake. Pie's good too, though. Love me some pie.
All right. Birdman asks, most boomer thing you've done or said? Question mark. The most boomer thing you've done or said.
I didn't know what base meant for a while.
do you know at all now?
Doesn't base mean like accurate? Like that's accurate? That's correct?
Pretty much, I guess.
I thought base meant cap.
No. That is pretty boomer.
Yeah.
All right. What's your favorite sport? Asks HTTR Kaiser. Is it baseball?
I love baseball is romantic. It's so I love it in that sense. I mean, I'm big into analytics. If it doesn't ever come across that way, I spend hours upon hours a week just looking up fan graphs and exit velocity and this and that. So I love baseball from the point of I feel like I'm always researching and collecting, gathering information, and playing fantasy baseball, making a bunch of money doing so. That's very fun. But I don't think anything beats a football Sunday. I think hanging out with the gang and just watching a game and yelling about who's doing what, and Derrick Henry scoring 2 1-yard touchdowns from the goal line is it's nothing beats it. Favorite sport, baseball. Favorite day of the year is Sunday football, 17 times out of the week. So probably baseball.
All right. Let's see. Any quick pointers for working out at home? Cyclops asks.
Set realistic goals. Working out is not fun. It is something that becomes routine if you do it long enough. So setting realistic goals and achieving them is what's important, right? So you never, they say doing something. So they say doing something for 3 weeks will start to have a routine, right? If your third week of school, your third week of work, those first 2-3 weeks are difficult of anything you do. So being able to get through 3 weeks of actually having a set schedule of working out will go a long way, and then continuously being able to do things for the next 3 months is when you start to see results. But what I would suggest is have a body type that's realistic and that you want to achieve, and then do your best to try to get to that point. It's going to take time. Anything you do is going to take time. College is 4 years long, and everyone graduates for the most part when they go to college. This is they drop out. So working out, if you work out for 2 years, I bet you in 2 years of working out every single day, eating right, and putting yourself in a good positive mindset will go a long way. 1 year of hard working out can change your life. Buy dumbbells for cheap online. You can buy like adjustable ones for $25. You can look up you can pretty much do shoulders and biceps, and you can do leg workouts without even having to do anything. Body weight squat, jump squats, lunges, stretching. You can do a lot of just at home stuff, just to get into the swing of things. But I will say though, I think that a lot of at home workout stuff, it's hard because you're in your environment. Going to the gym and being in that environment, it helps reset you. At least for me, it's like when I'm working at home, I don't get the same kick. I don't get the same feel. So try to go to the gym if you can, but if you have to work out at home, know what you're doing, research, and buy some cheap stuff, buy some dumbbells, and set realistic goals.
All right. Couple more questions, and I think we're gonna wrap up. Minish Cap King donates $5.
Yo,
thanks so much.
Thank you.
And asks, what's a game that you love but no one else seems to like?
Oh, very good question.
Besides Mario Baseball. It was specified.
You specified. No one else seems to like. I'll do a 3-part on this one. A lot of my other friend group, they don't like Overwatch. They'll play every fighting, every other game but Overwatch. And that's frustrating because I would love to play games with them, but they're just like, I want to play NBA freaking 2K or Call of Duty. Like, that's it. So my friends don't like Overwatch. I'd say there's a big consensus that everyone loves Tony Hawk Underground 1 or 2 the best. I think Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 was the best in the series. I love the levels. I love the music. A lot of it's ska music. I think it's a great game that I think, when you look back at the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series, gets overshadowed by some of the other games. And I think Tony Hawk, I played all of them. I think the 4th is the best one. And then lastly, I wished a lot of my Dinger City friends were my age, in the sense of they're all very much attached to the Cube and don't like the 64. And I think that if you grew up in the era, obviously nostalgia plays a little bit into it, but it would be nice if someone who's one of my best friends would have the same love for the console that I do. Because we could reminisce on stuff like that. It's very fun to meet someone who has that same love. Because it makes you grow closer as friends. You have more things to talk about. And I didn't really grow up with the Cube that much. A lot of the Dinger City guys play a lot of different games. And I think the opinion of me playing games is I suck at games, but I don't play the same games as they do. I play a lot of 64 stuff, and it'd be fun to have them play the stuff that I like to play.
You can't get me to do it with
I
your
know.
sob story.
I know.
I'm just kidding. I'll play 64 with you. Just not Smash. I'm awful at Smash 64. Simeon asked, and this is a great question. We're gonna do Simeon's and then I think one more.
Okay.
Simeon asked, "What are your favorite recorded or non-recorded games of Mario Superstar Baseball that you've ever seen?" Let's do one recorded or like two recorded and maybe one non-recorded.
Favorite recorded game. Okay. The favorite non-recorded game was actually recorded.
I just want you to
Do I really?
Yeah.
I love it.
I opened the door and I was like, woo!
My favorite non-recorded game that was actually recorded was the game of Week 12 against Joey. Whoever won got first seed. And that was a great game. Crushed him. And I got first seed, and we ended up having to scrap Week 12 because everything got deleted by accident. So I would have loved for everyone to see that game. It was probably the biggest league game on camera might have ever had. It was first seed, last game of the week. That was very fun. My favorite recorded game, absolutely is. I'd love for everyone to watch this game. Not that many views on it. Is from the meetup number 2. So I came into this club as a fan first. My first ever recorded play was meetup number 1, and at that time, Gil was the best. It was no question. Gil was the best for whatever net play was. Gil was beating everyone on net play, and I was just this like guy from Long Island who came to the club, and I beat Gil 4-3 and 4-2 the first time I played him. And I just remember sitting around the room and everyone was discussing. I think it was off camera, like who's better, me or Gil? Who's gonna win, me or Gil? And everyone was like, Dennis won, but I think Gil's better, and Dennis won, but I think Gil's better. And I fucking mercied him 10-0, and he had one hit. And it was a Birdo slap hit up the middle. He had a one-hitter through 6 innings. And it was like the first time it was like, that's my footprint. Like, yes, I'm a good player, but it was, okay, I just beat the best there is right now. Who's next? And I don't think I've ever looked back since. I think I've been one of the top, playing this game, and I think that was the biggest staple mark at the time.
All right. Last question, Papa, from Duh Hippa Happa. Duh Hip Happa. What's some Papa life advice for those who are younger? Because I know you just had a birthday.
I did.
How old you turn?
30.
So for the younger folks in the audience, what's some life advice for them?
Everyone says it, it's cliche. Normal is overrated. Most people who are considered normal are very unhappy. They're in debt. They do things to cater to others because, maybe they aren't happy with who they are, what they are, or going through life or anything like that. And I think the best thing is find a group of people that you like, or attempt to try to find an outlet that makes you happy, whatever that is. Obviously, if it's positive, set goals, write them down, because then you hold yourself accountable. And I think accountability is something that is very overshadowed in today's society. I think a lot of people just want to coast through and just whatever happens happens. And I think that, yes, while some things may come to you, good things come to those who wait. Better things come to people who put themselves in the situation to better themselves. And I think every person deserves to be happy. And I think having good sleep, going to the gym, distracting yourself with positive influences. I think those, in that, because then you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, or at least you want to surround yourself with like-minded individuals. So I think also, I don't think you have to do what everyone else does. You don't have to go to college after 18. You have to find yourself, find your purpose, find what you want to do, and work towards it. And it may take some time. Like, I didn't go back to school till I was 24. I'm getting my first real job at 30. But the last 10 years have been very good for me and for those around me, I would think. So if you're younger, you have so much time. It doesn't seem like it now. I remember when I was 21, I felt like I was the oldest person in the room. Now I'm 30 and I look back and I'm like, damn, I was pretty young then. I've met everyone I was 20. Nick told me the other day he's like, damn, I met you when you were 27. I thought you were so old. And now I'm almost 27. I was just like, yeah, I mean, time goes quick. So don't take it for granted. But at the same time, we might be living till we're 200 years old. Who knows? Who knows?
I fucking hope not.
Who knows? But yeah, try to find your happiness. And obviously, if it's a positive thing, go with it. And, read a lot and surround yourself with positive influences. I think it's the best thing to do.
All right. Come join you on the couch to reel us out. Guys, thanks so much for coming. Papa, you gave some great insight with all those questions. That was lovely. I sound not genuine because I just am not good at sounding genuine. I think I have 2 tones probably. And the other one's Yoshi's up to bat. Blah, 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 blah. Shut the hell up, Nick. But guys, if you enjoyed this, of course, please leave a like if you haven't yet. It helps us out a lot. And if you want to see any other Dinger City members do an AMA, let us know. We all are obviously good at and like to talk and answer questions. I was getting a little jealous. But if you want to let us know in the comments of this VOD or even in Dinger City discussion, if there's anyone who you're really itching to hear from, maybe an hour of an AMA, maybe we'll do one sometime soon, maybe in a month or so. I think that would be a lot of fun because this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I mean, I love, I know I ramble a little bit, but I think, do I smell like G Fuel?
You smell so good. You smell like lemon lime, bro.
I love it. Yeah, this is fun for me. I love talking to people. I know I stumble on my words sometimes, but a lot of that's because I have a lot going on. I have ADHD, and it's hard to process everything that's going in and out. But I did a lot of motivational speaking at Suffolk Community College, and I'd love to if I helped one person with anything that I've talked about in my life, then I think I've done a good job. So this is fun for me. I'd love to do another one. So maybe the next charity stream will be another goal.
All right. But if you guys want me to do an AMA, I'll probably just do it because I like talking. But, dude, Alex, you literally missed it, bro. We're ending it, doofus. Ask your question to Dennis in Discord, Adam, I guess. Thanks so much for coming, guys. We love you so much. And from PapaDen to you.
Dinger City out.
Oh, my God. I got to end the stream quick. Hurry. We'll see you at 9 o'clock for Scooby.
Scooby, I'll be here. Thank you guys so much for donating.